I'm writing this story more than anything as a warning to myself to not play while feeling unwell. I have seasonal allergies. Dude, I feel you. And most of the time, I can manage without meds, as they always leave me feeling drowsy and out of it. During this game, however, pollen levels spiked, and I caved into using allergy medicine for a few days. The game was online. I let the group know a few hours before we started that I was feeling a little under the weather, and apologized ahead of time if my voice sounded off. I should have said something earlier, but I kept hoping to feel better by the end of the game. The DM asked if I was okay to play, and I downplayed my symptoms, not to worry him. I'm pretty sure everyone could tell, man.
Wheel of fate spins and turns the next avenue of your
Okay, dude, are you good?
It's all fine. I'm good. Don't worry about me. It's just you sound like really sick. Like if you want to take a break or not play this week, it's all good, man. It's okay. Just keep going, man. I'm fine. I'm fine. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, I'll call him next week.
I just really wanted to play, as finals for my friends were coming up, and I knew that in the opening weeks we may not be able to play again. I felt horrible the entire session. My voice was shot, and of course, I play a very loud and brash character. I was also a tad delirious from strong allergy medications, and I stayed up late, which may or may not have been responsible for my character making horrible decisions during that session. I'm so grateful for my group, as they were very understanding. The Dungeon Master even got an idea to have my character also be sick this session. It led to a fairly entertaining subplot and interesting roleplay opportunities for other characters. The most educated character trying his best to help, but rolling comically low medicine checks, and our medic kept having to convince, bribe, or trick my character into accepting help. However, I did wake up the next morning feeling even worse, with my voice almost completely gone, so yeah, would not recommend. Yeah, dude, playing D&D is awesome, but your health is more important. And besides, D&D is played for fun, and it's not much fun playing when you're that sick. I'm a long-time gamer, and while I started with Dungeons & Dragons in high school, I really found my stride with my current gaming group while they were playing the old Rollmaster Lord of the Rings game. Our usual Dungeon Master is great and enjoys a pretty dynamic group. There's some regulars who play via Discord nowadays. I met these guys 17 years ago in Japan, while some of the guys were still there, most of us having moved back to the US since then. And there are people who come and go, and that's fine. There was a problem during one of the Lord of the Rings campaigns where one of the players was problematic. He played every character as if they were the most holy, righteous character in existence. It only took me so long to realize that they were self-inserts, and he thought he was a real-life paladin? Bro, how does that even work?
Whoa! Sorry, I'm just gonna walk around you. Wait, stop! Criminal scum! You have violated the law! Whoa, man, okay, look, put the sword down, okay? Like, I just took some pizzas out of the local Costco, okay? I'll put them back. No, you must be punished for your severe crimes against humanity. Thieves cannot be tolerated in polite society. I really don't think that this is like that big of a deal, okay? But do not worry, there is a path to redemption. After I beat the crap out of you a little bit. Wait, what? All men should have a chance to deserve righteousness. Women too, probably, though I don't usually think about them all that much. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of extremely... 911? There's something you really need to hear about, man.
Our group came upon a cursed altar located at an innocuous farm. As the healer, I had a few blessings and nature spells I thought would work to at least seal the altar, as we didn't know how to break it safely. I spent all week working with the other players and coming up with a good plan to deal with the altar. The majority were fighters and a rogue, so they provided input, and one gave me an acorn. But I needed the other spell user, the Dunedain Paladin, to aid in augmenting my spells. I was still pretty young and new to playing, had the biggest crush on the guy when I was... Wait, what? Isn't he the problem player? Anyway, yeah, I had a big crush on this guy, so I was ecstatic to ask for his help. He agreed to the plans the rest of us had come up with, and on game day, he helped me implement them. Using a blessing, an empowered item, and a fast grow spell, we grew the awesome, holy tree over that altar. The Dungeon Master seemed disappointed the group had come up with something, but also impressed. Our campaigns are all interconnected, so something one group does can and does affect the other. As far as I know, our holy tree is still over that altar in his Lord of the Rings campaigns. This wasn't the bad part, though. That came a few months later. The Paladin and I started dating, which is a no-no in the group. Paladin convinced me I wasn't wanted in the group. He said the Dungeon Master had it out for me and was always trying to kill my characters. Said the other players always talked bad about me. I didn't want to make waves or break rules, so I agreed I would be the one to leave. That's called isolating! And awful, my god. 3 months later, I found out he was cheating, ditched him, and rejoined the group. By that point, he'd rage quit the group because they didn't understand his righteous quest in life and didn't appreciate him. Turns out, he insulted one of his good friends, the fighter, severely before leaving and spending a lot of the session talking crap about me to the group. A few of us had run-ins with him since then. It's been 14 years. The last time I saw him, he asked me to read his manuscript as I was working as a freelance writer and editor. I read the thing out of sheer curiosity, and man, it was something. He basically wrote out the group's entire campaign, but his paladin was the main character and everyone else were bumbling idiots. He didn't even change the names. Oh, and my healer was a simpering idiot who had an unrequited crush on his paladin and ended up... The first story, guys? Come on! Yeah, I got killed in the end, too. Also, the holy tree was his idea, and he was the only one to work on it, despite him not actually wanting to put any input into the tree in the actual campaign when the rest of us actually came up with the idea. I was super grossed out and irritated by his attitude. He was really proud of his manuscript. Turns out he gave it to the DM as well, who also recognized how insane it was and shared it with the rest of the group. Oh, come on, can we have it? Please, please! I'm begging you, dude. I'm begging you! A couple of years ago, Paladin asked to rejoin the group. The Dungeon Master sent me and Fighter a message on our thoughts. We both said that it would be fine? Be for real. As long as he recognized what he'd done wrong and apologized to all wounded parties. We were told that he doesn't think he did anything wrong. I'm happy I realized how much of a toxic a-hole he was/is and came back to the group. They're my friends. They help me when my PTSD gets really bad, and they helped me when I came out as non-binary too. We still play every week, even if play just means goof off in video games and chat for a few hours. Thanks for your time. Of course, I think a big reason why I would never even consider inviting this guy back is because manipulation is a real stickler, especially with me. Maybe it's just a personal thing, but this guy's already proven to be perfectly capable of gaslighting you, and therefore I'm going to be less inclined to trust his apologies when they come forth. Look, I'm not saying this guy deserves to be damned forevermore, but I am saying that if somebody does me wrong, they don't have a right to get back with me just because they say sorry really, really nice. Sometimes it's just best to move on. There are other people in the world. You don't need me, right? This person has confidence issues in that they are a little bit too confident. They want to be the main character, but they also want a lot of control. Control over both the game and, based on the way they treated this person in their relationship, the lives of the people around them as well. It's just, well, it's not great. At least this guy took the advice of just write a book and actually did it. I mean, it was god-awful and gross, but still, counts for something. I'm playing Vampire Requiem with some homebrew tweaks, and my character has problems. I need to explain 2 system things so this will make sense. First, in Requiem you have attributes and skills, usually 1 to 5 points each, and you add the points dots in each together and roll that many d10s. An 8, 9, or 10 is a success, and you re-roll 10s, so you can get more successes than your total dice pool. But average successes are usually 0 to 3. 5 is more like getting a nat 20 in Dungeons & Dragons. Secondly, vampires in the world of darkness have a more evil/monstrous side called the Beast. This thing acts like a wild animal, and mostly cares about food, fear, and fighting. If a vampire is starving, sees fire or sunlight, or is enraged, a vampire needs to roll to avoid the beast lashing out in a frenzy. I feel like fiction is obsessed with making vampirism sound like the crappiest thing ever. Man can't even look at sunlight without losing his mind. My character Omen is a hacker, has virtually no combat skills, and the game started the day he turned into a vampire, so he's very new. As part of his backstory, he frenzied right after being turned and killed his sire. The vampire returned him, so he doesn't have anyone to explain anything about vampires or the supernatural. Session 1, Omen kills his sire, is witnessed by the police, flees towards Miami. Why they? Bro, of all the places. Gets stuck for an entire day in the bathroom hiding from the sun. I would have thought he got stuck in the traffic for the entire day because it's frickin' Miami. And then finally gets to a train station halfway there. He spends a while hiding from the police while trying to get a new ticket, then gets caught and dragged off in a police car. I frenzy out of panic, kill the police, and manage to drive off in a stolen cop car. But after several failed navigation rolls and drive rolls, I accidentally get into a car crash that nearly kills him. 1 point of hit points away from death. I succeeded on the first drive check that night, and the stolen cop car sailed off a pier into the bay, and I failed multiple checks to get out of the car as it sank. The game master and I had to stop to actually figure out how to keep Omen in the game at this point. Eventually we decided that he was basically unconscious for a year? What were the other players doing the whole time?
Hey, we've been waiting for our last guy to arrive for like a while now, like 10 whole minutes. You think we should move on? Just, do the adventure without them? Yeah, it might be a good idea to start getting underway. Hail travelers, I bring news from the Dungeon Master. Sweet, what's up? The final member of your party shall be arriving in 1 year. So just wait around here a little longer. They'll be here. Seriously? Oh my God, man. What are we supposed to do? Just stand around? Or sit around? We're not gonna wait in this tavern for a year. During adventuring, patience is a virtue. One of the many virtues you must... Okay, honestly, I don't really believe in any of this crap. The DM just kind of sent me over here to, tell you that you need to wait a while. Can I join your adventuring party? I don't see why not. Oh, hell yeah! Sweet.
Anyway, after a year of unconsciousness, a fish monster intentionally woke him up and broke him out of the car, but he comes out looking like one of Davy Jones's crew, and eventually, everything he owns is completely ruined. From there, things get better and worse. Over the course of the next in-game month, Omen spends the days in an abandoned mall and maintains a customer service job at night, but gets chased by hobos, attacked by stray dogs, nearly beaten unconscious by an old Chinese man. That was actually my dad, Our bad, sorry. And he tries to make friends, but comes off like a weirdo due to failed social roles. Omen has problems getting a consistent blood source and ends up starving most weeks, and I failed every hunger frenzy roll except for one. One of the homebrew rules was that you roll dice equal to the target's hit points to determine how much blood you get. But if you make more successes than the target's HP, the target dies and starts to bleed out instead. Practically every time he's fed, he has met or exceeded the target's health, even after the game master adjusted the roll to make it easier on me. I have gotten 13 successes exactly on a disproportionate amount of rolls. The most notable fail so far, he's killed every NPC he's fed on except the two most recent because the game master changed the roll to try and help me out. He learned the hard way that feeding on people who are drunk or high can get him intoxicated, leading to various shenanigans, leaving a drunk guy in a bouncy castle across town from when they started and running around a mall in a state of vampire zoomies?
What's a zoomie?
Man, y'all are really great at expanding my vocabulary. I tried to feed on a drunken hobo, failed the feeding roll, which was played as Omen getting his fangs stuck in the guy's hair, and the guy mistook this for a hug, so they ended up just awkwardly hugging it out. Oh, that's awesome. I found a bat monster that triggered an angry frenzy and led Omen to running down a street, wildly firing guns into the sky, hitting nothing and having to run from the police again when the frenzy wore off. I encountered another bat monster, managed to start feeding from it, it took flight, and I realized a bit too late that it was a bad idea to kill it when flying. We crashed through a skylight and nearly killed Omen again. Okay, to be fair though, that one's on you, man. First rule of killing things: don't kill the thing that's keeping you afloat. I mean, unless you're Kratos, in which case you're probably gonna be fine. I generally fail at everything combat related except biting, but have had a weird degree of success when I resort to just yeeting random objects, mostly trash cans at my enemies. Omen has frenzied at literally every possible opportunity except when he found a 4-story building that was completely on fire and for some reason apparently just, did not mind. I ran into 2 vampire hunters. Omen tried to be friends with them. They staked him about 8 times, pinned him to the ground, and left him in a back alley. They still talk to him sometimes, so he can count as... Wait, what?
Wait, please! What the hell? Why have you done this? You have brought me back to life. You want to be like best friends? If I wanted to be your best friend. I mean, yeah, I know I violently murdered you and butchered your body. And you have no reason to trust me after I did that, especially since there was actually a betrayal, since you wanted to be friends first. But you know what? I've reconsidered. You want to be best friends? I mean, yeah, I don't see why not. Ah, great. Yeah.
So anyway, he counts this whole thing as a win in his character. Partly to cover up the deaths of everyone he has killed while frenzied, Omen disguised himself as police and broke into the police station. He got in trouble for being out of uniform, not having a badge, and for failing to navigate the office so badly that he had to lie that he was hungover. The cop he was disguised as, at least, is kind of an idiot, based on Jenko from 21 Jump Street. So at least he kind of got away with this. He got the information he needed, but completely forgot to hack the computer system while he was there, so he had to do that later. And he got dragged into a shootout while he was still disguised as Jenko. Omen nearly died during the shootout and ended up getting saved by Jenko, the real one, who failed to roll to recognize him at all. Omen also drank his first love interest to death, lit the house of his second love interest on fire, and latched on the face of his third love interest seconds after meeting him, nearly killing that guy because he got in a nosebleed while Omen was starving. He sent that third guy a cake with a note, "Sorry I bit your face." Also, he's still trying to date the second one, who is at least willing to talk to him, despite the house fire and other shenanigans. Behold, the ultimate loser. And you know what? We love that. I'm pretty sure this is a single player game, which, by the way, duet style with this kind of story, I mean, this is the legendary kind of thing that you're gonna remember forever. Look, failure is part of this game, and in a group setting, failing this much, it can be irritating sometimes, but learning how to roll with those punches, to get back up, and to make it into something fun and interesting, that is the mark of, I think, a great role player. And by the way, I do hope that not everyone needs to deal with this degree of failure. I don't know how much of the system or the homebrew is contributing to how this feels to play, but the fact that you are able to turn this into a really compelling, not to mention funny story, is a testament to strong roleplay in the face of adversity. A positive story for a change. Let's snap back to the horror. So I'm back again. I don't know what is going on. We have been playing this campaign for months and we haven't had any issues. However, this week's session was much worse than last week's. At this point, I think I am the problem. I'll do my best to be objective, but I'm really upset. We've got DM, myself as an assassin rogue, cleric, druid. Previously, my group found an artifact that would allow us to descend into the abyss, which is where the big bad from Cleric's backstory is hiding. In today's session, we performed the ritual and landed in the ice ring. We encountered a giant skeleton and an undead dragon during our journey. Both tough encounters, but we managed and continued searching for the city that we had been pointed towards. In this city, there was supposed to be a demon that could reveal the location of the big bad for us. Well, we found her and she was Succubus. From the beginning, she told us that she would give us information if we slept with her. The problem is, none of us really wanted to. We tried to negotiate. Do you want valuable jewels? No, she wants sex. Souls? Not sex. Maybe we could fight another demon that you don't like? No, sex. What if we don't want to bone you? Then get the royal family to bone me. Okay, how? Yeah, that's an awesome conversation.
Greetings, noble sire. I wish to ask, you're married, yes? Yeah, I've been married for 15 years. I love her just so much. And you have children, right? Yup, I just got my 7th kid, alright? We're really starting to fill up the house. Well, with that in mind, I had a favor that I wanted to ask. Anything, good sir, anything. What could a king do for you? Can you abandon your loving family to bone a succubus goddess? Just like once. What? Yeah, we like need it for a quest. Like we didn't want to do it, so like we're asking if you'll compromise like all of your values and abandon your family, and you do it. Seem reasonable, right? Look. Dude, hell yeah! Like, absolutely! I'd totally be down 100%. Just like that, let me pack up my things. Listen, I haven't had an affair in so long. So many kings do it. I think this would be honestly a great idea.
Druid proposed that I could try to steal the information while the succubus was distracted. No, the only way for her to grant it is willingly. I tried to fool her into believing that we had already paid for the information, and another demon would give her the gold. We had to pay another demon 1,200,000 gold pieces for the information on how to open up the portal to the abyss. Useless. She knows the other demon won't pay her. Cleric recognized the succubus, so I asked them if we could just fight her. And at this point, we're level 17. The dungeon master informed us this would be a crapshoot. She is extremely powerful. Dude, at that level, you can be fighting ancient dragons. But yeah, you know, a CR4 succubus, that's taking you down. I get that she can be super powered up, but like, this is super powered up. At this point, the other players got the memo and reluctantly agreed to spend the night with her. But I just really don't want to. I couldn't see another way out, but I didn't want to. The DM had warned us. He literally said it would be a crapshoot to attack. We'd all die. I did it anyway, so I'll take accountability for that. Actually, look, hey, sometimes when backed into a corner by a sexy succubus god, the only thing you can do is draw your iron and die with gun in your hand and loot in your pocket. When up against the wall, no better death you can ask for. Anyway, she just killed me automatically, no rolls of any kind. He informed the rest of the group that the succubus had done anything and everything she wanted with them throughout the night, and then they just snapped out of her enthrallment, and I was nowhere to be found. So they had to negotiate further in order to get her to free me and give me back. So the result, I lost 15,000 experience, and he gave me the negative trait Eternal Nightmares. From now on, I only recover half of my hit points during a long rest. Bro, kill this character, what the heck? Apparently, while it has only been a night for the group, I was brutally tortured for 7 years, and Druid has to kill her father and offer his soul to the succubus too. I would do it again. For whatever reason, I was willing to take whatever negative traits he wants, a permanent death, over sleeping with that freaking succubus. The only reason I didn't drop out on the spot is that I know the campaign is ending soon, and I don't want to spoil Cleric's arc. To be fair, maybe the DM didn't think that sleeping with the succubus would be an issue. My group doesn't particularly shy away from sex. We never describe it, but we have faded to black on several occasions, and we tend to flirt with each other when we banter. But there was something about the non-consensual nature of the encounter that triggered something in me. We even tried to leave the city and look for the place ourselves. The other demons who worked for her barricaded the exits. I don't know what the future of this campaign holds for me and the group, but I feel much better after getting this out of my chest. I love your videos. Thank you, by the way. I hope I don't feel bad enough that I need to write to you again. If it does happen, I will just drop out of the game, though. I'm willing to acknowledge that I may be part of the issue, but 3 strikes and I'm out. Maybe the DM and I are both stubborn/not compatible. Who knows? Oh my god, there's a lot going on here. Drum roll, please. Not the a-hole! Bro, how are you the bad guy here? This is an encounter that is explicitly creepy and clearly no one wanted. Like, the other group members seem to have tolerated it, but they seem to have been with you about trying to avoid this, get out of this, do literally anything else. They just gave up because at the end they didn't care. You don't need to do the same thing, though. I will say that you can't solve out-of-game problems with in-game solutions. Your epic final stand attempt, I respect it, you know? Don't fear the Reaper. But out-of-game things are probably going to solve the problem a lot better. This DM is absolutely the bad guy here. Yeah, you're right. The non-consensual nature of this encounter would make it a lot different from other more intimate scenes. Intimacy is cool in D&D, even as an asexual person. I don't shy away from some romance, maybe even a little bit of intimacy. But this, nah, this isn't gonna work, especially if people are actively informing you that they do not want it. This, it ain't passing the sniff test. Hey, that's a wrap. If you guys enjoyed this episode, you might enjoy another episode about a terrible boyfriend. It's linked in the cards. But if you enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like. If you want to get notified of our content as it comes out, then please do hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so that you can know right away when we upload new things here at the Tavern. And finally, if you want to leave your own stories thoughts, you can go down in the comments down below. If you can't think of a comment, leave the comment Gaslight to let me know you made it to the end of the video. Hey, by the way, if you have your own horror stories, you can send them directly to us. There's an email down in the description down below. Send your stories our way for a chance to be featured in one of these videos. But hey, even if you don't have any stories, and that's like, comment, subscribe, I will see you all next time. Farewell.